So I have returned for the final time today to do 3月のライオンepisode 4. Do apologize for how late I have been with this anime this week, but my voice. But a lot of things did kind of happen during this week, so I actually had to kind of cut down on what I was actually trying to do. Trying to fit this in was virtually impossible for me because of the whole entire thing of them actually kind of changing the times. So I actually had to kind of figure out, oh, okay, this is when this time comes out and stuff like that. So that's why this one's actually being pretty freaking late. So I do apologize for that. But I have returned to actually kind of do it. That's the major thing now. I want to actually get this done. So then tomorrow I can watch the newest episode. Hello, show. I think you might be confused. I'm actually just catching up. I think I might confuse you to think that I'm doing a new episode, but no, this is the one from Saturday, I believe. Hopefully, I actually got episode 4 correct. I can imagine I probably confused you just then. No, this is the one from Saturday. I confuse myself as well sometimes, but no, this is the previous episode. I just haven't watched it yet. I don't know why I didn't. It's just I had a lot of things going on that I had to fit the time. I had to fit it in somewhere, so that's why. I think that's the case because sometimes my brain just says no. Like it just goes, no, Joe, don't watch any anime today. That's why Wednesday I never ever cover anything else besides Yuri on Ice because I'm just so tired that my brain just goes, no. Like I ain't letting you watch anime. No. Right, okay. So let's go and find where she got Fugatsu, that's to say. So Shigatsu, but Shigatsu's July and April. If only I knew what I was talking about half the time. If only. God, it's really freaking hard to find out one anime we really want to watch on bloody Crunchyroll. Let's see, Fugatsu. How much? There we are. It's said in English. It's not in Japanese. I said Fugatsu no Lion. Okay, so this is actually 6 p.m. now. So wait. Okay, so just so I don't confuse myself anymore. When does Fiend start? When does Occultic 9 come out now? Because freaking out. Take to pause it. All right, I've got to kind of just see when my Occultic 9 comes out, because so I actually kind of have a basis to know what the bloody hell's happening tomorrow. So I don't actually have any idea. 22 hours, so that's like 4:30, I think. 4:30, yeah. I thought it'd be 4:30, so 4:30 and 6. Okay, that's right. We're good. Now I know. Right, let's listen to this rocking opening by a bump of chicken. Alright, so we're starting this stream in a 3, 2, 1. Let us go. This opening is so bloody calming, but so freaking good at the same time. I imagine this show took most people by surprise when it first kind of came out because people didn't really imagine very much of it, and then it kind of just took everyone by surprise. So I'm actually like, all right, Shaft, I didn't expect this to happen, but I'm glad. You never know. This actually could be a franchise if it actually happens to carry on for a lot longer. The actual manga itself. That chorus is so freaking good. I should turn it down just in case my mic picks up and goes, hey, you just like, hey, mate, yeah, you're just stealing some stuff there. I'm like, well, no, I'm not. Did the opening change? I might just imagine the fact there's actually a family there. I never saw that before. Because I remember him now. Really? I can imagine probably because of the pacing itself. It's the pacing more than anything. People say, oh, it's boring because it's nothing really going on. which kind of annoys me slightly because I'm like, hey mate, just give it a chance, because some shows like this do tend to get a lot better as time goes on. Pacing never tends to be an issue for me. Kyrie's so freaking cool. Yeah, it's working. He's actually a master peeler as well. He's not just pretty good at shogi. They're actually inboard chestnuts either, actually. I think I was gonna like I had a joke in my mind. I was like, yeah, no, let it slide, let it slide. Don't let the joke consume you. It's pretty tense. And we're not actually gonna make it in time. There's actually a firework display going outside my house now, and I can actually hear it. I like the fact that cats have voices. It's one of the things I always loved about when they actually give animal voices, because it just gives them life. One thing I love about Flying Witch as well, because they didn't give the cat Flying Witch a voice, so much so they actually gave the cat personality. Cheetah, I think the cat's name was in Flying Witch. It kind of felt like it was needed. I can imagine. He seems the America does seem pretty obsessed. There's only a lot with cats as well. That's one thing I've always been noting about these animes. There's a lot with cats. Back in the 2000s, there's a lot of dogs, but now it's cats. I just need to realize. I'm very just sitting there, just like, oh, just get me out of it. It's actually pretty upbeat. Oh, does she? It's actually pretty cool. Hopefully, they actually will release the manga over here like one day. It's not one character, it's not one character in the show that you just don't find cute. Every single character is so adorable. You just want to like kind of pinch their cheeks. Tina's just like, oh, all the time. Hey Shaft, we know you're like the best studio working right now. Can you just like stop? You're giving everyone else a bad name now. I just love how visually empty and barren Ray's actually like kind of apartment is compared to Hina's actual house. This is a very uplifting like part of the episode. It's not uplifting in the sense, it's actually kind of like more subdued than I imagined. You know who worked really well as Ray's voice actor, as well as the guy who's doing it right now? The guy who did Satoru's voice in Erased. I don't know why, because whenever I see his face, I just imagine his voice just like kind of working really, really well. It could just see it. Like Ray's voice actor right now is pretty good, but I could just see it happening. I don't know why. It's just okay. What? What was that about? Did he experience? Did he have a girlfriend? Because this guy likes to repress memories. So did he have like a girlfriend or someone? Was it his mother? Like, punchment away. Suddenly, from this extremely like kind of normal episode, it went boom dark. I was like, whoa, okay, all right. Didn't feel jarring though. That's one thing I kind of want to know. Didn't feel jarring. And then it just got sad. And then it just got real sad real quickly. Huh. God. No, don't throw away Hina. Don't do it. Damn that Ray. He always says today. It rhymes. 10 points for me, that rhymes. Stop making me want to cry, anime. Whenever Hina cries, I want to cry. Nah, it's fine. Just leave it. I'll rather the anticipation kill me to find out. It seems pretty neat to find out anyway. Oh man. Things happen again. Yeah, it's true. Hanako Kanizawa, if I pronounce the name correctly. She is pretty good at crying. One thing I always noted. Whenever she cries, you cry. Like, she's really good at that. Even though she's a sister, she actually just almost feels like a mother to them. She has that kind of aura about her. She's so motherly about how she acts towards the sisters. Like, she almost, I guess she has to be the mother figure, but you could just see, if you just tuned in just now and didn't realize it was sisters, you could probably imagine she was their mother. And the cats just make it even better. But it's kind of just, it's one of those things. It's a pretty good allegory as well. Yeah, I can understand the circumstances she had to, but I mean, if you just tuned in just now, you could probably imagine that she almost feels like the mother towards them. Like, she doesn't almost feel like a sister, like almost as if Hina's other sister feels like a sister towards her. You can almost imagine that. You can't imagine that for her, but in essence, if you actually just watch from the beginning, you understand. Yeah, it's her sister. You catch my drift. He's actually getting some more screen time with his friend as well. I remember him being ill as well. It's kind of like, what happened with him? Because I don't want anything bad happened to him either. He's pretty cool. If anyone gets the impression when his actual kind of sort of friend appears, the actual anime almost changes to like one of those kind of almost shonen-esque mangas. I find my watch was not going off all the time. One thing I always loved about anime is that it's the different kind of names from McDonald's. McBurger. Oh no, is she not lost? Is she? Oh no, she just seen him. Look, my first on border. I like how everyone's like kind of infatuated by Nikaido. It's kind of a sort of nice episode, besides the dark points. Jeez, that Kyrie's pretty freaking hot. These always be butlers in Shaft shows as well. Pretty funny how you got to play this character. Jesus Christ, Akari, alright, I know I'm in love with you, but please, enough. Heart can't take it anymore. To wake me up when there's people in the real world like Akari. Oh, it's the end of the episode! No! 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 That was an amazing episode. I read it on the internet, people didn't like it too much. Like, it wasn't the strongest episode of the series so far. I think it's actually one of the strongest ones. I really liked it. It had its moments. It was more kind of happy than it was sad, but it had its moments of kind of like, ooh, hit me straight in the feels, especially when Hina cried. I was like, no, stop it. Not waking up ever. I've realized that recently. Well, don't worry. I'm just kind of accepting. I'm accepting that reality. Akari's fictional. Like, it's never gonna happen in real life. I'd be shocked if that does ever happen. She's literally the embodiment of a perfect female character. She reminds me a lot of Satoru's mum from Erased. Like, she was the embodiment of perfect for a long while. Like, you just never kind of got better than her because she was a perfect mum. I think she still is technically the most perfect mum I've seen in anime, like, in ever. But I think Akari's the perfect sister. Like, she's the greatest sister I've seen in anime for a long time. Doesn't actually kind of detract from the fact she's actually freaking hot as well. I was like, fracking hell, boys. I was like, man. I quite the ending. The ending actually uses like the real life as its kind of thing. I like it. It's kind of cool that it uses the real world kind of thing. I think it uses the same sets that it does use in the show in real life. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that, but I think it might be the case. I kind of see the things a little bit similar. It's kind of neat. I actually quite like it. But man, that was a nice episode. That wasn't like incredibly depressing. Besides, I think 2 points, and I was kind of like, oh, that got me straight in the feels. I was kind of like, all right. I didn't want to see Hina cry because I saw Hina cry last week. I was like, yeah, none of that, please, none of that. Pour for water because I can't see Hina cry because it kind of kills me inside. Granted, whenever I saw, whoa, freaking hell, my iTunes is opened up. iTunes has been really weird lately. Come on, iTunes, Falls Quit. There we are. Go on, go away. Thank you. Like, it's just, I never kind of felt that with Naoho in what's it called, in Orange. I never felt that whenever she cried because I think I just felt more frustration with her character than I ever felt kind of like, oh no, I don't have that happen. I think I just felt more. I think I just cried whenever Kakeru kind of was in trouble. The points I cried when Suo was in trouble as well because that guy was too perfect. I think this anime just embodies the most perfect people in anime ever. Like recently, I just kind of noticed that. Like every season, someone new comes out who's the most perfect thing. By the dark part, you should remember who we saw as we've seen them before. But I can see why some people might forget that or not connect the dots. Hold on, we've seen her. We actually seen her before. Wait, hold. It's not gonna be one of those things like Keijo that I just realize these things like completely later on. Like, have you got the episode? Well, have you got the episode when she appears? Because now I'm interested. Like, now I'm actually interested to find out where she actually is. Twice, actually. Huh. Because I can't remember him interacting with anyone else besides Hina, Momo, and Akari. I can't remember him ever, and also Nikaido, but unless it must have the first episode. Freaking hell, first episode. Of course it had to be. It's always the first episode. Always. God damn it. It's always the first episode. I always miss some like tiny detail. But I might have to go and check that out in a second then. But oh man. No, so because I was sitting there wondering when he said love, what could have happened in his past to kind of, because we know he kind of freaking hell, what is going on with iTunes? We know he kind of likes to repress memories because, as he did with his parents, like in essence, he basically just tried to forget about it because he knew if he carried on crying, there was no point. There's no way he can actually ever advance forward. So I'm guessing he kind of just almost repressed the memory of what happened to them because of that reason. So we know he kind of does that thing, but what could have happened with him and her? Like, unless it's not a girlfriend, it's actually like this figure that he had originally. That must have been after that point why he became such like kind of, I would say, closed. Like that's what I kind of want to say, like closed, more than anything, because he talks to people when he needs to talk to people. It's not like he kind of just like completely like shuts down when people talk to him. He's not like that. But I think he's kind of a bit more closed when it comes to like almost telling people about the things that go down in his life. Sort of. Don't like not kind of kill myself trying to like swallow. God, Jesus Christ, my throat's going weird today. But no, it was kind of one of those things. It's just one of those things you kind of like sitting there going, hey, okay. So because slowly we're getting more to know about him than before. It's one of those things. I quite like it because it's almost as if the people that around him, when the events around the people that can't say that. When something happens to the people around him that he actually cares about, he remembers something else. We know more about him because of it. That's what I kind of like about the show. It kind of does that. The show kind of, it allows for the thing to happen to the person that's not him first. So then he actually recalls that event in his past as well. I quite like that because same thing happened with Hina when she was crying about what happened before, in essence, with her parents. That was last week's episode. She was crying then, and then that's when we actually got to know more about Ray's parents and what really happened, how he tried to kind of get past that memory. So I actually kind of like that idea because it's kind of a different way, because 9 out of 10 times it just happened. Like in other shows, it would just happen over the course of time. You just see different like fragments of his past just kind of shown throughout the anime, but showing it happen to the people first and happen to him, it kind of adds another layer of kind of awesomeness because it's a little bit different. Like it's not the kind of typical way I've seen it done before, like having others have it happen to them before he actually remembers that whole entire event, because it's kind of neat. I actually quite like it. So props to Shaft. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing with the show. And also props to the manga as well, because it's such a great show. But just this anime with so much personality as well. It's one of those things, because again, I noted it through the whole entire episode. It's how much I like the idea of how like kind of barren in like kind of barren in personality Ray's actual apartment really is. You see it in the episode. His apartment is kind of really, really barren, really, really empty compared to Akari, Hina's, and Momo's like apartment. It's kind of just showing you like where he really kind of feels better towards living. And since he actually kind of feels much more at home in Akari's house than he does in his own house. Yeah, he does live there from time to time. He does actually kind of stay there, but I feel like he's almost more kind of at home there because Akari kind of has that presence about her. As soon as you walk into that house, you're like, I'm a part of this family straight away. She just makes you a part of that family. She takes in people to make you feel like that. It's actually kind of one of those things that I actually almost really like, because it's different. It's not like the average kind of thing, because again, Shaft do tend to put a lot of effort into their actual kind of frames. Each frame is bursting with something different. Like, you just look into it more often, you kind of just go, wow, freaking hell, it's actually pretty neat. That's one of those things I actually kind of like about them. They're one of the only people in the business that I know off my head that actually do that. Put a lot into their actual framing, so then you actually kind of get a bigger picture of what's really going on, that the actual kind of words on the screen aren't telling you. That's what the major thing I kind of take away from the show. It's kind of a very show don't tell show. That's a major thing I kind of take away. It's a show don't tell show, and those kind of shows are the best kind of shows because it then doesn't drum down your throat how this character feels at this point. It makes you kind of look into the scene to actually kind of really understand, actually visualize what's really going down in his like kind of psyche and everyone else's psyche as well. I almost feel like it's almost unhealthy for Ray to stay in his apartment alone. It's like escapism. You kind of, compared to when he's in Kai and everyone, yeah, it kind of feels a lot more different. It kind of just, he doesn't seem like he is with other people. It kind of as if, yeah, it's a bit weird to explain because when he's at home, he doesn't kind of act the same way as he acts like when he's in Akari's house. And when he's in Akari's house, he kind of acts a bit more bubbly, a bit more kind of easygoing. In his house, he becomes that loathsome character that we kind of know of him. He becomes that loathsome kind of character. Like, he literally, his escapism, as you say, is his house. So his house is that little bit of escapism he has each day. In essence, if you think about it, I think Akari's house is his reality, while his own apartment is his escapism. Again, it's really freaking neat because it's one of those things. It just doesn't tell you that through the words. It just tells you that through the scenery. So there's things that I love shows that do that. I love movies that do that. It just don't tell you through words what's really going down. It just tells you through like scenery and actually through color and stuff like that. It's one of those things. It's just, if you could do that, it's like you're pretty much on the road to being successful because I've always seen it. It's one of those things I've always seen with Shaft shows, especially with the Monogatari series from what I actually watched. The visuals tend to tell a bigger story than the actual like words because fracking hell, if you can keep up the words with that show, pretty good. But no, the visuals tell a bigger picture that you probably don't get from the actual words itself. The words kind of act secondary, while the scenery acts as like kind of primary, like to the scenery, to the actual kind of scene and actual kind of storyline. If you catch my drift, that's what I'm trying to get at. But no, the series is probably perfect. I haven't really encountered something wrong with the series so far. Everything about the show is really kind of freaking good. Like, if it was one core long, I think this would be my anime of the year, but it's because it's 2 cores long. I can't call it my anime of the year because it won't finish until next year. So it's kind of suckish when you think about it because I do really freaking adore this show. Like, the 4 episodes I've been with this show, all I can say is the one I look forward to besides Keijo and I don't remember the show now. Yuri on Ice, that's it. That I look forward to every single damn week because they just do something each differently that it just kind of makes me feel kind of cool inside. Like, Yuri on Ice just does stuff for me. Then Keijo, never you take my messages, but earlier I said that Nikita's VA is actually a huge fan of the manga and was talking for years how he wanted to play the MC. Oh, really? Never actually knew that. I think you mentioned about how it was cool that he actually it was funny how he actually got the role. I remember you saying that, but I didn't quite catch what you meant by it. So that's why I think you didn't actually eat the comment up. I think it's still somewhere in there. Like, don't worry about it. So that's kind of cool, actually. Because whenever I envision Ray's character, whenever I actually see him on screen, as I said before, I kind of see Satoru's voice actor as him because he really works. Like, if he actually because maybe, I don't know, because whenever I kind of catch a weird distance, I kind of just see Satoru as Ray. I don't know why, but I kind of get that. I almost kind of see, like, as if Satoru's voice actor would work really freaking well as him because it kind of adds his level of realism to his character. Because again, one of the things that I liked about Erased was Satoru's voice actor because he added so much realism to his character, almost like a real person. Like, don't get me wrong, other voice actors can portray a character as real, but if you have that kind of like don't say like. I can't actually find the correct word to describe it, but it's not like as if you've been in the business for very long, so you kind of have this like rustiness to your actual voice. Like, you're not kind of well versed into the VA universe, so it's kind of that idea. That's what I kind of get from Satoru's voice actor. That's why I kind of envisioned him being him. But the voice actor right now that does Rei's voice is pretty freaking fine, don't get me wrong. But I think, I don't know, it kind of feels like I almost could see Satoru's voice actor as him. Maybe one day we'll actually see that. You never know, in English it actually might happen, because I know Ben Diskin does the voice in English of Satoru. So whenever 3 Gatsu no Lion, which I don't understand why didn't get a dub, gets a dub, it actually might happen. You never know. But really, god damn this show. Like, it just makes me want to watch it more and more and more. One other shot I really did enjoy, it was a depressing shot, but it was really, really nicely done, was when Hina kind of realized that she couldn't give the bento to her, like, kind of crush. The whole entire, like, framing was actually really freaking nice. It's not a nice scene, don't get me wrong, but how it was all framed, how it was all constructed was really, really, really. They both actually have a small interview if everyone to listen. I'll PM in a sec. Okie dokie, thank you. No, it's really nicely kind of framed. Like, if you saw the shot and you kind of just looked at it, you kind of like, that's actually really, it's a depressing shot when you kind of look into the context of it. But the way it's kind of shown is just, it really works. Like, it's just a really, really nice frame. It's one of those things that kind of just, you almost want to just kind of sit there and look at it for a very long while. Like, it's almost, I mean, not listen. Okie dokie, I'll have a look at that in a second, actually, because I've got to go and do my thumbnails in a second. But no, it's just a really, really nice kind of. Oh, read. I mean, not listen. Okay, that's all right then. Sorry, I couldn't actually. I lost the ability to read just then. But no, it's just a really, really nice frame. It's one of those shots you just want to kind of just like almost just stare at for a long while. A lot of this anime does have those kind of shots. A lot of this anime does have shots that you just want to kind of just sit there and just watch it, just kind of for a long while. Just want to pause and go, man. It's pretty nice. Not a lot of animes can do that for a really long while. Like, it's one of those things that sometimes the visuals kind of almost are I don't like to say the animation's kind of the strongest point for me, because if an anime has terrible like kind of animation and the story's freaking great, I don't freaking care. Like, it's one of those things. But when an anime kind of just goes above and beyond just animation, then it's when I have to kind of know, yeah, this is actually the strongest point for me, because it really is for me the strongest point of the show, besides the characters, is the animation, because the animation is freaking phenomenal. Like, it's so shaft, it's beyond belief. Like, it almost brings me back to the days of watching like the very beginning of Bake. Like, it's just so freaking good. So I think I've actually talked enough for about 42 minutes about this show, so hopefully you guys, Jesus Christ, you can probably tell my voice is actually kind of going. Like, my phrase is like, please, Joe, give me 5 seconds to rest. So yeah, I probably will end the stream here. So if you have enjoyed the stream as a whole, and you do want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed, it does make quite a bit. If you have enjoyed my content here, and you do want to leave a sub, then do leave a sub, because indeed, it does help me quite a bit. And do not worry, because I will not be going anywhere. I shall be in the comments. And until tomorrow for Cultic 9 and 3 Gatsu, I shall see you guys later.